Good morning to all. This is Nagul Mira. Welcome to Accenture L2 training. Our module is Unix subject. Okay. Before going to discuss our topic, what is our yesterday's topic? That is yes, introduction to Unix. Okay. In that, what we have discussed. Okay. So here, what is our Unix operating system? So simply, Unix operating system is a CUI operating system. Okay. Mostly Unix code was developed with the help of C language. Okay, it is a machine independent language. Okay, so here we discussed some facilities of Unix. Okay, what are those? So management of hardware resources and also open resource. And next one is a directory and a file system. Okay, and next one types of operating systems. Okay, so simply here there are three different types of operating systems are there. What are those? Single user, single process operating system, single user, multi-process operating system, and last one is multi-user, multi-process operating systems. Okay, now coming to our yes, next topic, that is why Unix operating system is most popular. Okay, here there are some reasons are there. What are those? First one is multitasking and multi-programming. Next one is multi-user. Next one is networking capability. Next one is easy to program. Next one is it is a portable. Okay, next one it is a free, popular, and also not tied to one company. These all are most popular features of our Unix operating system. That's why our Unix operating system is most popular compared with the other operating systems. Okay, so coming to our today's topic, that is uses of Unix. Okay, uses of Unix, nothing but some or uses of our Unix operating system. So coming to our first one, that is user support tools. Unix operating system itself support user support tools. Next one is Unix operating system also support programmer support tools. Okay, next one is our Unix operating system itself used as a server operating system. Okay, these all are some more uses of our Unix operating system. Coming to our expand one by one, that is a user support tools. Okay, Unix operating system itself support some user support tools. Okay, those are nothing but text processing user support tool. Next one is productivity applications. Okay, in that first one is text processing. What is the meaning of text processing? Okay, so for example, if you take Windows operating system, here text processing tools are nothing but Notepad or something, WordPad. Yes, okay, something we can call MS Word. These all are text processing tools in our Windows operating system. Okay, so we need, if we want to use those particular text processing tools, we must install in the Windows operating system. But here Unix operating system itself consists of some text processing tools. Example is VI editor, SED, okay, AWK commands. Okay, so Unix operating system itself support these commands, VI, okay, SED, and also AWK. These all are some text processing user support tools. Using these text processing tools, we can enter some text, we can edit some text, and also we can alter some, we can perform any operation like MS Word or something, Notepad or something, WordPad. Okay, so these particular text processing user support tools are inbuilt support in our Unix operating system. We need not explicitly install. Okay, in our Unix operating system, inbuilt available these particular text processing tools. Okay, that is the most advanced, this most uses of our Unix. Okay, next one is productivity applications. The productivity applications are nothing but application softwares. Unix operating system itself supports some application softwares. Okay, now what are those application software? For example, what is the meaning of application software first? Here, application software is nothing but one of the types of the software. This is very useful for user. User can perform his own tasks. Okay, now user can perform his own tasks using these productivity applications. Unix operating system itself support some productivity tools. Example, what it say? LibreOffice, okay na, LibreOffice, calculator, okay na, some drawing applications, these all are okay na, these all are inbuilt support with Unix operating system. Okay, this is about our user support tools. Next use is programmer support tools. Okay, na? So Unix operating system inbuilt support some program support tools like C compiler, C++, Java compilers, and also shell scripts. Okay, na? So using our Unix operating system, we can execute. Okay, na? C, C++, Java programming, and also shell scripts. Okay. Na? So, for example, if you take Windows operating system, if we want to run any C or C++ or Java, we must install those particular software. For example, if you take C, Turbo C or Borland C, if, for example, if we want to write and execute C++, we must install Turbo C++ software. And for example, Java also cannot like that. So but here Unix operating system, there is no need to install any compilers or any C, C++, Java softwares explicitly. Okay, na? This Unix operating system inbuiltly support these all programming language compilers. Okay, na? And also your Unix operating system inbuilt support shell scripts. Okay, na? Shell scripts are nothing but some programs. Okay, na? So shell script is nothing but a scripting language we can perform different types of programs using these shell programs. Okay, later we will discuss these all shell script. Okay, now coming to our next use, that is Unix as a server. This is the advantage. This is the another major advantage. And okay, now here what is the meaning of Unix as server? For example, if you take a Windows operating system, here there is a, for example, in Windows products, in Windows operating system products, there are two types of softwares actually. One is here the Microsoft Windows operating system for desktop edition, nothing but normal user, and next one is Microsoft Windows operating system for server side. So simply those all Microsoft Windows operating system divided into two types. So one is for normal user, nothing but desktop purpose. Another is for server purpose. Okay, na? Now here what happened here? Unix inbuilt. Okay, na? Unix inbuilt nothing but Unix is used as a desktop operating system, and also Unix is used as a server operating system like web servers, mail servers, application servers. Okay, so one operating system can support normal purpose, and also that particular one operating system can use it as a server operating system, but this is not available in Windows. Okay, now if you take Microsoft Windows, there is a special Windows server, that is a Microsoft Windows Server 2003, Microsoft Windows 2007, and also Microsoft Windows Server 2008, like that. Okay, na? Normal operating system, Microsoft Windows 98, Microsoft Windows 2000, Microsoft Windows XP, these all are okay. Na? Simply there are two different types of operating system for server side and also normal desktop system. But here our Unix operating system used as both. It is used as a server and also it is used as a normal desktop purpose. That is the advantage. So simply there are different uses. Those are simply just discussed. What are those? User support tools. Next one is programmer support tools, and last one is the Unix as server. Unix operating system is used as a server. So this is about some extra uses of our Unix. That's why our Unix is most popular operating system. Okay, na? Yes. Now coming to our brief history of Unix, how our Unix is developed, when it is developed, who it is developed, okay? What are the different changes in Unix operating system from olden days to nowadays? Those all are discussed in history of Unix. Okay, na? So in our GATE as well as many competitive exams like Accenture or TCS, like some this is also interview question. Who the question is like this: who is the father of Unix? Who is the father of Unix? Okay, na? That is the unnamed. Which one of the following is which one of the following person is called as father of Unix, like that? Okay, na? So simply those all are discussed in history of Unix. Okay, na? Now here Unix, The first version of Unix operating system was invented by Ken Thomas. Okay, na? So the first version of Unix was developed by nothing but invented by Ken Thomas when in 1969, where in AT&T Bell Laboratory. Okay, na? AT&T Bell Laboratory. If you heard AT&T Bell Laboratory, one important thing is reminder. What are that? What is that? Can I? If you remind AT&T, one thing is blink in your mind. What is that? Okay, C language. Yes, C language was developed in AT&T Bell Laboratory. Okay, so same thing here. The first version of Unix invented by Ken Thomas, where at AT&T Bell Laboratory in 1969. This is called as first version of. This was called as first version of Unix. The most of the first the most of the Unix, okay, most of the first version of the Unix was developed in assembly language. I already told most of the Unix code was developed in C language. Okay, and that is the latter version. Okay, now here we are talking about the first version. Okay, now so simply here first version of Unix was developed by Ken Thomas. The most code written in assembly language. Okay, now don't confuse here. Don't confuse here. Okay, now so actually the most of the code was developed C language. Okay, now most Unix operating system code was developed in Unix. But here I am talking about the first version. I am talking about the first version. Okay, now the first version of Unix written in assembly language. Okay, now so it consists of two features. Actually, these two are called as drawbacks compared with later versions. Okay, now what are those? First one is first version of Unix consists of single user system, single user operating system. This was a single user operating system, but it consists of no networking capability. Okay, no networking capability. Now coming to our later version. So after some years, what happened? Thomas, Dennis Rich, and Brian Kenigan. Okay, na? So I am recurring again those three persons. Thompson, Dennis Rich, and Brian Kenigan was developed here the second version, nothing but the latter version of Unix. Latter version of Unix. Okay, na? Yes, in that the most Unix code was developed in C language. Okay, na? First version was written in assembly language, but later version, nothing but advanced version of Unix was developed in C language. Okay, na? Now here the question, your question is in competitive exam. The question is in this way. Okay, na? By default, simply the question is in this way. Okay, na? Which one of the following language is used to develop Unix language? By default, that is the C language. If your bit nothing but question consists of first version, the answer is assembly level language. Okay, na? If the bit consists of first version, then our answer is assembly level language. By default, for example, like this. Okay, na? Which one of the language is used to develop the Unix operating system? That answer is C. If that question consists of first version, then our answer is assembly. Okay, na? In that only first version, our answer is assembly. Okay, na? Now here after some years, what happened here? Thomson, Dennis Rich, and Brian Kernighan rewrite this Unix, nothing but previous Unix in C language. Okay, na? C language. This is the simply brief history of Unix. Okay, na? Don't confuse here. Okay, na? Here first version is assembly level language, later version nothing but later version is C language. Okay, na? Then now coming to our next topic, that is Linux distributions. Linux distribution. Okay, na? Here observe here Unix and Linux. What are the main difference between Unix and Linux? Okay, na? So I am clarify this one. Okay, na? So Unix is a CUI operating system. Remember, Unix is a CUI operating system, but Linux is a GUI operating system. There is no difference between Unix and Linux. There is only difference, that is Unix is a CUI, Linux is a GUI. Linux is a GUI. Okay, na? Unix is look like some DOS, disk operating system, but Linux is look like as Windows. Windows is nothing but GUI operating system. Okay, na? So here Linux is nothing but GUI version of Unix. We can call it GUI version of Unix. Okay, na? That is the difference. Unix is a CUI operating system, character user interface. Okay, na? Linux is a GUI operating system. Some menus are there, some icons are there. Okay, na? User can interact those, something cursors. Okay, na? Some graphical objects in our Linux operating. Okay, na? Here Linux distribution, that is our topic. Okay, na? So simply here there are two different types of Linux distributions are there. Okay, na? Linux distributions are, what are those? Okay, na? Simply different flavors of Linux only. Okay, na? In this what we have discussed, different flavors of Linux operating system like Windows 98. Okay, na? For example, if you take Windows operating system, what are the different flavors? Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows Service Pack 1. Okay, Windows XP or something, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 10, like that. Okay, now here there are different distribution of Linux are there. What are those? Simply here there's the Linux distributions are divided into two different types. First one is base distribution, next one is derived distribution. Okay, now in base distribution there are different types are there: Red Hat Linux, Debian, SUSE, etc. Okay, now these three are called as base distributions. Next one is derived distributions. Okay, now Fedora, Ubuntu, these all are derived distributions. Okay, now derived distributions. Okay, now here there is some competitive exam, there is a competitive question is there. Okay, na? Which one of the following operating system, which one of the following operating system is called as base distribution? Example is Red Hat Linux, Debian, or something SUSE. Okay, na? Here second question is like this: which one of the following operating system is called as derived distribution of Linux? Something Fedora, Ubuntu, like this. Okay, na? This is about our Linux distributions. Okay, na? Now, coming to our components of Unix, this is a very important thing, and this is very important thing. In this topic, you may get a lot of questions, lot of bits. Okay, na? Now here components of Unix. Yes, what is the meaning of components? Okay, na? Yes, okay, na? Here components are nothing but, what is the meaning of component? Components are nothing but parts. We can call as parts. Okay, na? Here simply parts of Unix. Simply we may call as architecture of Unix. Okay, na? So simply here, if you look closely, Unix operating system, it consists of three major components. What are those? First one is kernel, next one is shell, and next one is a file system. Okay, na? These three are called as major components of Unix. Okay, na? Now this is our architecture of Unix operating system. This diagram shows architecture of our Unix operating system. Simply components of Unix operating system. Okay, na? Don't confuse, I am explain very easily. So look here, look my cursor. Okay, this is my hardware, nothing but this is my physical component of computer. Physical components of computer is nothing but hardware. So this is my hardware of the computer. Okay, if we install Unix operating system consists of different components. In the components, first component is a kernel. First component is a kernel. Next one is a shell. Okay, next one is a file system. Okay, so if we observe closely, Unix operating system is look like this. Okay, look like this. Now let me explain one by one component. Okay, kernel. What is the meaning of kernel here? Simply here, kernel is nothing but first layer of our Unix operating system. Unix, okay, na? So first layer of Unix operating system is the kernel. What it can do? This is the responsible for scheduling the running of a user and the other process. So simply every task is executing with the help of kernel. So simply kernel can execute all the tasks. What are those tasks? That may be user task or that may be other tasks. That's why this kernel is called as core, core of the Unix operating system. Here we may get one question. Okay, now, which one of the following there is called as core of Unix operating system? That is kernel. That is kernel. Okay, now that's why kernel is a heart of Unix. That's why kernel is also called as heart of Unix. It control everything in the computer. It can control everything in the computer. Okay, now so it can execute user task, it can execute other processes in the system. Okay, now so it can handle different types of interrupts, and also it can handle, it can control all IO operations, all IO operations in the systems. Okay, na? So here, so simply what it can do here, it can do all, it can run all the user tasks, it can run all the other process, it can control interrupt handler, it can control IO operations. Okay, na? So simply it can perform these all tasks. That's why our kernel layer is called as core. It can, okay, na, core, and also heart of the Unix operating system. That is about our kernel. Okay, na? Now coming to our different types of kernels. Different types of kernels. Okay, na? So first one is monolithic kernel, and next one is microkernel. Monolithic kernel, and next one is microkernel. What are those things? Okay, na? Coming to our first one, that is monolithic kernel. Mono means single. Remember this one. Okay, na? Monolithic kernel. What is the meaning of monolithic kernel? In this monolithic kernel, user services and kernel services are implemented under same address space. Okay, na? I am recurring again. What is the meaning of monolithic kernel? User services and kernel services are implemented under same address space. What is the meaning of this? Okay, na? Simply here in our computer, what happened? There are some instructions are there. Those instructions may be user. Those instructions from operating system itself. So simply from the user side, that is called as user services. From the operating system itself, that is called as kernel services. Okay, so simply in monolithic kernel, what happened here? User kernels and the kernel services are implemented in same address spaces. Okay, so what is the main use of this monolithic kernel? The main use of these monolithic kernels are, it can execute fast. It can execute fast. Okay, now for example, which one of the operating systems uses this monolithic kernel? Unix, Linux, open virtual machines, virtual memory systems. These are all different types of operating system uses monolithic kernel. This is another bit. This is another important thing. Okay, now so the bit is like this. Okay, now which one of the following operating system uses monolithic kernel? Our answer is Unix or Linux or something, a virtual memory system, nothing VMS. Okay. Now coming to our second type of kernel, that is microkernel. What is the meaning of this microkernel? Okay. In this, user services and kernel services are implemented in different address spaces. Monolithic means same address spaces. Microkernel means different spaces. In that, what happened here? For user services, there is some address space. For kernel services, there is another address space. Both are different. Both are different. Okay, na? That is the meaning of mono. No, that is the meaning of a microkernel. Okay, na? So which type of operating systems uses this microkernel? For example, if you take Microsoft Windows, if you take Microsoft, all types of Windows operating systems, it may be Microsoft Windows 98, okay, it may be something XP, it may be 7. If you take any type of Microsoft Windows, uses microkernels, okay, and also Apple operating system, okay, Mac OS, simply we can call as Mac OS, Macintosh operating system, that is a Apple OS. Okay, so these both different types of operating system uses microkernels. What happened here? Okay, now for the user services, it maintain one address space. So for kernel services, it maintain separate address space. Okay, now so this is about our microkernels. This is a another question, and what is that? For example, Windows operating system, Microsoft Windows operating system maintain which type of kernel? That is our answer is microkernel, like this. Okay, na? Yes. Now coming to our second layer, that is a shell. Coming to our second layer, that is a shell. Okay, now yes, what is the meaning of shell here? Shell is a second layer of our Unix operating system. What it can do? Okay, now so what kernel do? Kernel can do everything. Kernel can execute. Kernel can control everything in the system. Yes, what is the meaning of shell here? Shell is another layer. Okay, now what it can do? It can interpret. It can interpret the commands. What is the meaning of here? Shell, also called as command line interpreter. Shell layer also called as command line interpreter. What is the meaning of this? Okay, now command line interpreter is nothing but here shell layer is very closer to the user, very closer to the user. This is act as interface between user and kernel. Look at this diagram. Look at this diagram. What happened here? This is our kernel layer. This is our user. So between these two, there is a one layer that is a shell. Okay, now so this is very closer to the user. So user can give some commands using shell. Here, what shell can do? Shell transfer these all commands, those are from the user, and transfer these commands to kernel. What kernel can do? Kernel execute these all commands and generate some output. These output are again transferred to shell, and using shell user can access that particular output. Okay, so this is the main job of our shell. Okay, so simple, that's why here shell layer is called as command line interpreter. What the general meaning of a command line interpreter? So simply it can take all the commands, it can take all the commands from the user and transfer those commands to kernel execute those all commands and generate output, and this output is again transferred to shell. Using shell, user can access those particular output. This is nothing but command line interpreter. Simply here shell is act as interface between user and kernel. Okay, now so simply shell act as interface between user and kernel. That is the meaning of shell. Okay, now so here there are different types of shells are there in our Unix operating system. First one is SH shell. Okay, now in this SH shell, there are again different types of shells are there. That is Bourne shell, developed by developed Steve Bourne in 1978 in AT&T Bell Laboratory. And next one is BSD shell. Okay, now BSD shell. Next one is Bash shell. Okay, now yes. In most of the competitive exams, also in GATE, there is a one important bit. Okay, now so Linux operating system uses which type of shell? Okay, which one of the following shell is used in Linux operating system? That is our answer is Bash. Our answer is Bash. Bash shell is especially used in Linux operating systems. Okay, we I already discussed different types of Linux. Okay, that is Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu, SUSE. Okay, so those all are different types of Linux operating systems. So Linux operating system uses one type of shell, that is Bash. Okay, now coming to our next type of shell is C shell. Okay, CSH. She shell. Okay, developed by Bill Joy. Okay, Bill Joy, that is 1978. There are some other type of shells are there, that is corn shell, K, simply we can call as K shell. Okay, jet shell, nothing but these all are different types of shell. Here there is a one important thing, that is Linux operating system uses Bash shell. That is the main important. Okay, important point. Okay, now coming to our next topic, that is command line structure. Command line structure. Okay, simply Unix command format. Unix command format. Simply we can call as syntax of Unix command. Okay, syntax of Unix command. Okay, so simply what is the meaning of Unix here? Here Unix is a CUI operating system. What is the meaning of CUI? Command user interface. That means the user can communicate with the computer only with the help of some commands only. Okay, in this Here in this topic we will discuss command format, how we can give a simple command to that particular system. Okay, now how this command is written. It consists of some syntax. Okay, na? So we must follow this syntax. Otherwise, the system give error. Okay, na? Yes. Now here, so simply this is the simple format of Unix command. Okay. Now coming to our first one, this is percentage. Percentage is nothing but command prompt. Percentage is nothing but command prompt. Okay, na? So this will discuss in practically later this theoretical discussion. Okay, na? So after this theoretical discussion, we will practice practically. Okay, na? I will show how these all are there, how we can give the command, how we can give some commands, how system will respond to user. Okay, these all are practically we can practice after this theoretical discussion. Okay, now coming to our this is the simply look at my cursor. Okay, na? So this line is the Unix command format. In that first one is a command prompt. First one I have here. This is a percentage symbol. This indicates a command prompt. Okay, command prompt. Now this is the command. Here we can write command. So here this is the system displayed. Okay, na? This is the just displayed by system. The symbol is displayed by system. Not only this particular symbol here, there are some other symbols are there. Okay, now I will clarify these symbols. Okay, na? So simply this command prompt is displayed by our system. Now coming to here, our cursor is waiting. That means we can write some command. Okay, na? Here command. For example, here we can give some command. Okay, na? What are the different types of commands we will discuss later. Okay, na? Here, so simply this is my command. Okay, command name. So here the simply minus symbol, next one option. Okay, this is the option. We can write or we may not write. Okay, this is the option. Next one here, this is the argument. Okay, this is the argument. Okay, this is the simple format of Unix command. So simply this is the system displayed, that is the command prompt, and then cursor is waiting, and this command name is write command name right by the user. Next one is here option. Okay, this is the optional. This is the optional. Why this is used for some extra features to the command. This option is used to give some extra feature to command. Next one is argument. Okay, in this argument we can write something file names or something object identifier or something more information about the command. Okay, so this is the simple format of our Unix commands. Okay, and now here Unix is a case sensitive. Yeah, this is the very important thing. And Unix is a purely case sensitive. What is the meaning of here case sensitive? Case sensitive is nothing but here capital letters and small letters. Capital letters and small letters is both is not same. I think both are different. If you give small letters, it is gives some other result. It gives uppercase. If we give uppercase, it will display some other output. Okay, so simply here both uppercase and uppercase and lowercase are different. That is the meaning of case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive means here there is a difference. There is a different uh, uppercase and lowercase. Okay, so Unix is a case sensitive. Unix is a case sensitive. Here we must give space between the command, option, and argument. Look at this. Okay, here there is no space. Here cursor is waiting by default. Okay, we can write command and then there must be a space and then option and there must be a space and then argument. Okay, we must give space between command, option, and argument. Okay, but here there is no space between. There is no space between here option. That is here minus symbol and option. There is no space. Okay, if you give space, it will display some error. Okay, now example command is that is here hash. Okay, I already told in the place of command prompt, in the place of percentage, there may be other symbols are there. Okay, we will discuss later. Okay, so here in this example there is a something dollar prompt. This is system given. Okay, now here cursor is waiting. Here I am writing rm. Here rm is nothing but my command name. Rm is nothing but remove. Rm is nothing but remove. Now space minus I. Minus I is nothing but the option we may or may not give. Okay, now minus I is nothing but interactive. Interactive. Space A. A is nothing but file name. So simply what this command can do. Okay, now. So if we want to delete a file with the name A, okay, now we can give command like this. Okay, now rm minus I like this. Okay, now. So this is the simple format of our command, Unix command. Okay, now. Now coming to our next layer, that is Unix file system. Okay, Unix file system. Now simply what are different topics? Okay, so components of Unix. Okay, now components of Unix, kernel is discussed. Next one is shell is discussed. And next one, let's look at this. Okay, now kernel is discussed. Next one is shell is discussed. Next one is nothing but last layer is file system. Okay, now coming to our file system. Yes, what is the meaning of file system? I already told. Okay, a Unix operating system look like as file and directory structure. File and directory structure. Coming to our Windows operating system, it is look like a drive structure. Okay, C drive, something drive. Okay, but here Unix operating system completely look like file and directory structure. What is the meaning of this? Okay, so simply these files are organized in a hierarchical structure. These all files are organized in hierarchical structure. These all files are stored in a directory. Directory is nothing but folder. Okay, directory is nothing but folder. Okay, so simply one directory may consist of some files and also some subdirectories. Okay, so simply these all files are organized in the form of hierarchical structure. What is the meaning of here hierarchical structure? Here hierarchical structure is nothing but tree structure. What is the meaning of tree structure? Level by level. Okay, so simply one directory consists of some other directories, some other directories consist of some again directories or something, some files like this. Okay, now so simply here these are all file system or Unix directory structure consist of hierarchical tree structure. Okay, now in this first directory, in this the top of nothing but first directory is called as a root. First directory is called as a root, and this root directory consists of some other directories. Those are nothing but subdirectories. Okay, subdirectories. So simply here with this diagram, okay, so Unix operating system look like as these hierarchical structure. Now in this first, this slash symbol indicates this is something embedded. This slash symbol indicates this is the root. Here there is a one bit. There is a one question is there. Okay, which one of the following symbol is used as a root directory in our Unix operating system? That is slash. Okay, that is slash. So simply a slash indicates the root of the Unix operating system. Okay, in this root directory, what happened here? There are some other directories are there that is nothing but a bin etc user temp like this. Okay, so simply these all directories as well as files are organized as a tree structure like this. Okay, now what happened here? Now basic command, this is a very important point only. Now actually your syllabus is begin here. So introduction part is completed. Okay, up to this introduction part is completed. Now coming to our next part, that is basics, basic commands of Unix. Okay, basic commands of Unix. Now this is actual syllabus of your Unix action jar. Okay, yes. So this is our tomorrow's topic, and this is about our tomorrow's topic. We will discuss tomorrow. Okay, now. So I am recalling again what is our topic. What is our discussed topic? Those are simply yes. Okay, now. Now uh, today we discuss a lot of topics. Those are simply uses of Unix. Okay, now what are the different uses? Those are user support tools. Next one is programmer support tools. Next one is Unix as server. Next one is history of Unix. Okay, now simply the first version of Unix was developed by Ken Thomas AT&T Bell Laboratory in 1960s. The most of the first version of Unix was developed assembly level language. Okay, now so it consists of two drawbacks, that is single user, no networking capability. Now, after some years, what happened? There are three persons will be there. There will be there are three persons are there. Who are they? Thomas, Dennis Rich, Ken Gunn. Okay, these three persons was developed one new version of Unix that was developed with the help of completely C language. Okay, now there are some Linux distributions are there. Those are base distributions and derived distributions. Nothing but base distributions are nothing but Red Hat, Linux, Debian, SUSE. Derived distributions are nothing but Fedora, Ubuntu, like this. Okay. Now components of Unix. Yes, here there are three major components are there. Those are kernel, shell, file system. Okay. Kernel, shell, and file system. Okay. Now this is the total architecture of our Unix operating system. Next one is kernel. What is the meaning of kernel? So simply kernel is called as the heart of our Unix operating system, nothing but core of our Unix operating system. It can control everything. Okay, now there are different types of kernels. What are those? Monolithic kernel. Next one is microkernel. Next one is shell. Okay, now what is the name of shell here? Shell is nothing but command line interpreter. It can take different commands from the user and transport those commands to kernel. Okay, like this. Okay, now different types of shells are there. Okay, SS shell, bone shell, okay, next one bash shell, C shell, okay, some other shells are there, those are corn shell, okay, jet shell, like this, okay. Now coming to our next topic, that is discussed what is the command, a Unix command format, okay, so simply this is our Unix command format, okay. Now, file system under Unix directory structure. So simply Unix file and directory structures are look like as something tree structure. In this, the initial nothing but first directory is called as a root. Okay. Now tomorrow's topic, that is basic commands. Basic commands. Okay. Now this is our tomorrow's topic. Can you can leave now. Thank you.